Ian's interview, take one. Can I get your name, please?
Ian Potts.
How old are you, Ian?
I'm 37 years old.
And what does CRPS-RSD stand for?
CRPS stands for Complex Regional Pain Syndrome, and RSD stands for Reflex Sympathetic Dystrophy.
How long have you had CRPS for?
I've had CRPS since 2005, so 13 years now.
And what originally caused you to get CRPS?
I originally got CRPS in a car accident where I was hit head-on and my hand was damaged. After an on-the-job injury, it ended up spreading from my right hand to my left leg and has spread across my groin.
Wait. Ian's interview, take two. What originally caused you to get CRPS?
Originally, I was involved in a head-on car accident that caused damage to my right hand, and then afterwards, I was involved in a workplace injury that ended up causing it to spread to my left leg, which, through the different therapies that they tried with me, caused it to spread across my genitalia, down my right leg, and up to about my C7.
And how long after your injury that originally caused your CRPS did it take for you to actually get a diagnosis?
I was hit in November. I think it took about about 2.5, 3 months to get a proper diagnosis.
And how did getting the diagnosis make you feel?
It made me feel a little bit small, but I figured I'd be able to take care of it because it was just my hand and I had a pretty good doctor at the time.
What did the doctor tell you about CRPS or RSD?
When I was actually pretty lucky with when I got my hand damaged, the doctor that I had was very good. His name was Dr. Dyke. He actually sat down and took a good half hour to explain to me that I was going to be living in the most painful pain that I could ever imagine for the rest of my life, and that he was going to do his best to try and make me as comfortable as he could. And he did. He was able to give me about 75% of my hand back, and I didn't classify myself as disabled at that point. When my leg got injured, they didn't tell me anything aside from "you're gonna hurt forever."
What tests did they do to confirm your diagnosis?
They did a lot of different testing, but the ones that actually confirmed the CRPS was the MRI as well as the bone scan. From what I was told, the bone scan made it look like the affected area was lit up like a Christmas tree. On the MRI, I was told that it showed edemas all over my leg and in all the different tendons and ligaments that helped hold the knee together.
Okay. What treatments have they offered you?
Originally, they offered me injection treatment, so a surgical option. For my hand, they were going through my neck. For my leg, they were going through my lower back. They also had recommended things like ketamine infusions, lots of pharmaceuticals. There was pills to counteract the effects of painkillers, as well as to help deal with the depression and the emotional instability that was coming with all the other medications that they were firing my way.
What treatments have you received and or tried?
I have tried hydrotherapy. I've had stellic injections. I've had cannabis treatment. I have used I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember.
Physio.
Yeah, physiotherapy. I've used a lot of physiotherapy.
Massage.
I do actually recommend water therapy. Massage therapy does help. Light therapy. There's
therapy.
one called Calamar therapy or TENS unit therapy.
Mirror therapy.
Mirror therapy. I've done a lot of different kinds of therapy, just about everything that's available out there, except for ketamine, which I absolutely refuse to use. I've seen what it did when I was a youngster in the clubs, and they're talking about higher dosages than that, and I'm not willing to take those chances.
Out of those treatments, which has been the most beneficial and effective?
To this point, I have found that cannabis has helped me the best out of all the treatments that are out there. The pharmaceuticals, they really hurt my stomach. They really hurt the way that my brain looks at things. It's changed the way that my bowels function. It's horrible. So I'm happy with the cannabis treatment. The cannabis treatment has, for quote-unquote lack of better words, saved my life.
And what treatments do you utilize now?
Right now I use hydrotherapy or water therapy. I use cannabis treatment. I'm always doing physio of some sorts. Trying to move the body as much as I possibly can. I use electrolysis or Calamar therapy. There's massage that I try from time to time. There's all kinds of different therapies that I'm trying because I've been told that not one form of therapy is going to help. It will be a combination of therapies that are going to help me the best. Cognitive therapy, the trying to rethink the way that my brain perceives pain. Desensitization, that's a very big one that I use all the time. I found that desensitization helps a lot.
How has CRPS changed your life?
When people ask me that question, I like to say two different answers really, but the main one is it killed me. CRPS murdered me. I was an incredible person before. I've had 2 lives. I'm very fortunate. I'm happy that in this life, as much pain as I'm in all the time, and I don't think about anything but pain. It's hard not to when it's all you got. But it literally changed my life. Some for the bad, some for the better. I know it sounds weird, but it's true.
And interview take 3. How has CRPS affected your family life?
That's a big one. For lack of better words, it destroyed my family life. I can safely say that I lost more than 2/3 of my family without even thinking about it hard. My mother who swore to protect me, who took me away from my father. She doesn't want to talk to me at all. She thinks I'm a drug addict because the only medication I use is cannabis. My kids, except for one, I have 3 kids. Only one of them knows me as a dad. She's only ever known me as a CRPS sufferer. She's only ever known me in a chair or in a cane or crutches and walker. My kids always walk faster than me. CRPS took my life. My dad, some of my cousins, not all of them, some of my cousins, they've helped me a lot. They've not only helped me to have a place to live when nobody else would give me a place to live, when everybody thought I was nothing but a drug addict, when I was homeless.
Continue.
When I was homeless, there was only a few people who cared. Being homeless and not having a place to unwind, no safe place to store medications, always worried about somebody stealing your device. It's no way to live. I had to choose between a place to live and medications. I couldn't have both. I lost a lot of friends. I've made some of the best friends in the world, though. And some of them are more family than any of my current family has ever been. And they love me from afar. Not saying that my dad, my brothers, not saying that they don't care for me. I hope and I pray that they do. I hope and I pray that they wish for my well-being and not worse, because I've already got it pretty bad. I went from being a guy that would run around with his kids, do anything for them, go camping, be a true outdoorsman, disappear for as long as I wanted, a real survivor, built homes, to a guy that does a great job of sitting there complaining about pain. And, being told that he's looking for pity all the time. Which is not true. I'm looking to spread awareness about this disease because it destroys families.
And interview, take 5. How has your family accepted the diagnosis?
Some of them have taken it a lot better than others. My mom, she was in denial for a long time. I think she's accepted the diagnosis. She just hasn't come to terms with it. I know a lot of people will say that's the same thing, but it's not. She understands that I'm never going to be the same again. But I think what's hard for her, she doesn't understand why. I don't even understand why. I wish I did. I was just working when I got completely totaled. All I did was help people. And I got stuck with a life of absolute horrible pain. My dad, he was more accepting. He just said, okay, let's keep going. You know, the world's not going to stop. I think my brother is still, well, I think my brothers are still a little bit in shock and awe. I know my kids don't get it, except for my one. She gets it. We talk a lot. She just gets it.
What have you found to be the most helpful? Please answer this any way you would like.
Helping to get the story out. Helping to show people that despite what they're told all the time, it's not true. They get told all the time, it's in your head. Push through it. It's not a real disease. Nobody could possibly be in that kind of pain. I like getting the information out there so that myself and other people don't look like complete assholes. We're good people. We hurt all the time. We can have mean tendencies because we hurt a lot, but it's nothing more than us not realizing that we're as sore as we are. I've found that in combination, like I was saying before, a combination of things has helped me the best. I found that using a combination of the cannabis along with physiotherapy, hydrotherapy, desensitization therapy, calamar therapy, mirror therapy, and even service dog therapy, as you can see. Thank you, baby. Sometimes these guys here can help the most. Don't ever think otherwise. It's a combination of stuff, will, pure determination. Okay, Miss Bell, down now, please. Good girl.
What is one thing you want people to know about you?
That I'm actually a really nice guy that just wants to help out. I know sometimes my methods are a little bit crude. I can be mean. I can be quote-unquote forceful. I'm just a passionate person who wants the best for not only myself, but my fellow sufferers, so that nobody has to live like this, because we all deserve a quality of life. And I just want things to be better, and I don't want people to think ill of me for doing so. If anything, I'd like them to help me fight harder, stand in my corner. I'm not asking for money. I want the support. The support weighs more than gold to me.
What is one thing you want people to know about people with disabilities?
I want people to know that we're not all out looking for a free ride. Some of us don't have a choice. I know I don't have much of a choice. I do the little bit of filming here and there when I can. I get a lot of people tell me that, hey, you got a pretty cool life. You've got, a sick ride. You've got you got a chair. You've got a computer. You got a camera. You got this. You got that. My life isn't that great. I'm lucky if I can do filming once a week. Like I go and I see my kid twice a week. That knocks me out for 4 to 5 days. My life is not happy. It's not glorious. It's not all that it's cracked up to be, because people with disabilities, we don't have much. We beg and we crimp and we save for everything. Like, my medications aren't covered. People tell me all the time, oh, you're on disability, everything's covered for you. It's not. My brand new device that I have, disability didn't pay for that. Government of Canada did not pay for that. It was through hard work, savings, and an unfortunate flood. I'll be honest, I didn't want a new machine. At least not that one. But that's what insurance covered. Thank God for insurance.
What is, if there was a way you could change the perception of people with disabilities, how would you do that?
Let them spend some time in our shoes. Let them see what it's actually like. Because unless you live it, you're not going to know it. Great example, my lawyer, he had always seen people with disabilities, and always said to me, like, hey, people with disabilities, they get help, they get this, they get that. After becoming my lawyer, he found out the hard way that people with real disabilities and who are really struggling, people like myself, have nothing. Have absolutely nothing. And we're forced to live with it forever. We're forced to live with whatever the government hands us and are made to accept it. That's why a lot of us are so upset. We just want to be accepted like everybody else, because not all disabilities are visible. I know mine isn't always. People who truly see me, who see my legs, they know. But not normal people.
If there's one thing that you know now that you wish you knew when you got diagnosed, what would it be?
I wish I had been told that, don't worry, there's going to be a treatment available in the next 7 years. Because there is a treatment available. And if it had been made available to me, I can promise you this. 13 years ago, when I was injured in my hand, I wouldn't have taken all those needles to the neck. That's for damn sure. And then in 2010, 2 years before a truly effective treatment became available to the world, I wouldn't have taken all the needles in the back. I wouldn't have been almost killed by my doctor. I wouldn't have all this damage in my lower back. It might have cost me $10,000. But I might have been able to walk. My hand might not hurt all the time.
tell one... Oh.
I wish I had have known.
If you could tell one thing to someone who just got diagnosed with CRPS, what would you tell them?
Don't give up. Don't make that sacrifice. There's a reason CRPS is called the suicide disease. Because people try and end their lives because they can't take the pain anymore. It's not worth it. I've almost done it. Multiple times. Because I couldn't take the pain anymore. I couldn't keep getting told I was a liar. I couldn't take being told that just keep using it. It'll get better on its own. I just want people to accept it. I don't want people to sit there and wallow in pity and sorrow. Get the fuck out there. If you're so worried, say something. Do something. Be part of the solution. Don't be part of a statistic. I have been told by my doctors that I'm one of the longer living patients that they've seen with this disease. They want to know what my secret is. I don't give up. I fight every day. All day, every day. And my ammunition is my cannabis and my pure determination. I will not let this own me. I will own it. And I want everybody else to own it too.
If there was one thing you could tell everybody about CRPS, what would you say to them?
It's horrible. It's the most depressing thing you'll ever see.
And what would you say to a doctor?
Smarten up. We're not pill junkies. We're patients who are looking for help. We want a quality of life, or get out of our way, because we're going to find a quality of life or we're going to end it. And your job is sworn to protect us. Help us protect ourselves. Sit with us, talk with us. Don't just do this, because this means nothing. Figure out the disease. Work with your patient. Figure out what's going to work for them. I guess that's about it.
And I want to thank you today for coming and doing this interview with us, and helping to spread more awareness about CRPS.
You're very welcome. I'm never going to stop fighting for this disease. I'm never going to stop fighting for my fellow sufferers, my warriors that have passed. There's a reason they call us CRPS warriors, because nobody but a real warrior can deal with what we deal with. And we need to accept the terms and conditions of our condition. But please remember two of my family mottos. Never give up. Never
Here's
surrender.
the results from the web.
Never give up. Never surrender. That's a big one. And adapt and overcome all. We are all conquerors. We can conquer this disease. It doesn't own us. We own it. Let's keep this fight